Meet for the first time here in the league. Cambridge in second place, 9 games left, continue to defy logic and their critics as they maintain this amazing sprint from the 4th division to the doorstep of the Premier League despite a lot of injuries. But Steve Claridge has passed the late fitness test. He's very important to their front play, but his last goal, mainly because of injury, was the winner for Cambridge in November at Portland Road. Ipswich in 3rd place, 11 games left, make changes for the first time in 13 games, introducing the experience of Romeo Zondervan and Paul Godon for the first time this year. 5 points dropped at Portland Road in the last 2 games has put more pressure on them to get it right here, where it's always difficult for the visiting goalkeeper. Not only his own ability, and Craig Forrest has plenty of that, but his understanding with the players in front of him and how he copes with United's very direct style. Well, a very strong win made things difficult for both sides. It wasn't a great first half. Ipswich seemed to cope better, had more possession, and Steve Whitten brought a great save from John Sheffield here. But John Beck decided that the gamble of playing Steve Claridge wasn't paying off for Cambridge. He substituted him after only 22 minutes, and he wasn't injured. Not an unusual move for John Beck. Mick Norbury took his place. United's best chance was a very well-worked move involving Dion Dublin, Chris Ledbetter's cross, and a far post header from Neil Heaney, well saved by Forrest. The second half, though, proved much more productive.
Milton trying to get it to Kiwomya against Heathcote, in for Milton. Now Thompson, bad idea. Looked as if he was going to shape for a cross. Indeed, Steve Whitten is holding his hands up over the far side, saying you should have crossed it. But in fact, Thompson acknowledging that it's well worth a go in these circumstances, in these conditions, and indeed with the power of his left foot. Heathcote got that one well. Norbury leaps and put over the top by Chappell. Well, Phil Chappell got a couple of goals this season, brought into the penalty area for exactly this situation. Heathcote, then Norbury, and then he's got to stab at it first time and get it in. He doesn't succeed. Kiwomya, nice turn. Whitten down the right-hand side. Goddard coming to it. Here's Milton. A great goal. Simon Milton puts Ipswich Town into the lead. And it all began with a lovely bit of play from Chris Kiwomya. Turned his man beautifully there. Put Steve Whitten away. Goddard takes a couple of defenders forward. Is well pulled back to Milton. And Sheffield, no chance. Simon Milton with the breakthrough for Ipswich Town, his 8th goal of the season. Ledbetter throws across with Stockwell. Throw to Cambridge, which they deliberately play for. Richard Wilkins to take it. Again, Chappell and Heathcote to go forward, but Liam Dace is staying back. As in it goes, Dublin competing. And there's Forrest. Surely he was fouled. It's a goal now, it's given. Good gracious me. Heathcote getting the congratulations, but it looked to me as if Craig Forrest was really clattered there. Is this a foul or not? Referee Kieran Barrett says no. Challenger for the ball. Heathcote turns and bangs it in, and it's 1-1. Well, Heathcote and celebrations, but will Ipswich feel they were harshly done by there? Whitten burst through well. Goddard gives him a return. Whitten. Oh, what a great effort. Brilliant interplay between the 2 former West Ham players, and I don't know how near that was to the target, but that was a lovely move. Again coming from Stockwell's throw, Whitten getting past 2 men, taking a quick return, an awkward one, and whistling a good shot in. Up goes Dublin. Heathcote, strong play, and well held this time, and this time a free kick is given. Well, strange old game. Well, Daesh won that ball very cleanly, but it was Wilkins pushing on Jason Gazelle which brought the free kick there. Gazelle on the edge of the area, back in midfield for most of this game, and it's been a quiet one for him. It's not really his style of play. Watching the ball whistle over his head most of the game. Goalkeeper comes out. Sheffield grabs it, not very well, and Goddard's shot, no, it's Linnigan's shot rather, cleared off the line. Linnigan, a brilliant piece of acrobatics, but a very, very good clearance off the line. Sheffield put his side in jeopardy there. He came for it, he didn't get it, then Linnigan reads it, and a great bit of play. Heathcote challenging there. Ledbetter is on to this one. Stockwell, a good challenge, but it's Ledbetter away well, and well gathered by Craig Forrest. Good bit of handling. Thompson's throw, nicely worked to Milton. Is it too strong for Gazelle? It is, as Kimball gets in there. Ledbetter controls well. Dublin. Unusual to see him with a bit of space with the ball. He's been very tightly marked. Nicely played. Kimball driving forward. Oh, that was a waste. But if he could see a target, no reason why he shouldn't have a go. Hasn't scored though since November 19. Panicked a little bit, I think, in that penalty area. But it was beautifully worked between Kimball and Ledbetter. Now, what should he have done? In it goes again. And Heathcote goes in again too. Corner. He sneaked in at the back there. It's always a problem. You can't attack the ball too early. Daesh on the near post. Chappell coming in from the far post. And Goddard puts it over the bar. And nobody really knew where it was. You could hardly claim anybody had it under control. But a frantic bit of play. And if this had dropped to Chappell a little bit better, that would have been in the back of the net. Heathcote couldn't get it. Goddard gratefully puts it away. And Ipswich are worried now. Ledbetter with the kick. Heathcote ducking and diving around here. Chappell gets up. Forrest. And Heathcote in again. Straight this time to Craig Forrest. Roars from the crowd that Craig Forrest has taken too many steps. And that's a nice header down from Norbury, but Dublin is offside. He's not interfering with play. Norbury goes and shoots wide. And again protests from Ipswich. A bad miss by Norbury. But should he have been allowed to play on anyhow? Now, Norbury is okay, but look at Dion Dublin. He's so far offside, but is he not interfering with play? Not according to the referee. And then Norbury misses. Whitten. Heathcote. Well cut out by Thompson as Taylor tried to turn it. And it's Ipswich coming forward looking for the winner in time added on here as Goddard goes for the shot. Was a good attempt from Sarge, as they call him. A little bit tired, I think, the 32-year-old. Long time since he's had such a long game in the Football League. Nice idea, but never really troubled Sheffield. And there indeed is the final whistle. It ends all square after Simon Milton put Ipswich in the lead with a very well-worked goal early on in the second half. But then Mick Heathcote got what Ipswich will consider a controversial equaliser. But the referee, Kieran Barrett, said there was nothing wrong with it. And in the end, it's a result which probably pleases their rivals as much as it does these two sides. The final score then, Cambridge United 1, Ipswich Town 1.
We knew it was going to be a difficult game to start with because the local derby and they were second and we were third. But the wind spoilt it from our point of view. You know, we've had a couple of games recently that have been spoilt by the wind, and the wind spoilt this one.
Two different styles, and I think, you know, either side has found it hard to cope with it because it was such a strong gale force wind.
Tell us about the goal, because that gave you a lot of encouragement at the beginning of the second half.
Yes, that's right. We've come out after holding them in the wind and trying to play a little bit more football. And we've had a short throw with Mick Heathcote, Chris Forrest got involved, and Steve Whitten's pulled the ball back, and everybody sort of got caught underneath it, and I've come in to score, which gives us a good lead.
Difficult ball to hit in those circumstances, because although you had a bit of time to look at it, you're still some way out.
Yes, that's right. Sometimes you have too long, and I was just trying to keep my eye on the ball, knowing there was nobody that close to me, and just trying to get a good strike on goal.
We've had a good talk at half-time, and when we said, liven our game up a bit, we seem to be a bit stale, and we've tried to sharpen things up, but it hasn't paid off, and they've gotten the goal, and we found ourselves, fighting to get back in it.
Well, you did get back into it. What's the Mick Heathcote version of your equaliser?
Probably looking at it, it probably does look like a foul, and referees, 9 times out of 10 would give it as a foul. I certainly haven't gone with any intent to collide into the keeper. I've just had my eye on the ball, and we've hit each other, and then it's dropped. And this day the referee didn't give it, and good for us.
Well, speaking to the keeper after the game, and he definitely thought he was fouled.
We are, very disappointed, with Ipswich having 2 games in hand, and we needed the points, a lot more than what they did.
I mean, we're not too disappointed with a draw here at this time of the season. We knew this was going to be one of our tougher games towards the end of the season, and we've come through it quite well.
And things get even tighter at the top. No change of league placing for Cambridge and Ipswich, but defeats for Blackburn, Portsmouth, Derby and Leicester yesterday put Middlesbrough in a very strong position, and Charlton are now in the playoff frame.